Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is FrekiFitWolf. It is January 1st, 2020. Happy New Year. A brand new year is here. It is time for a refresh, time for a restart, and so many people decide to work on losing weight. That is the number one resolution that is made during this time of year. And so I am making a video explaining how to start, how to go, how to progress on your weight loss journey. So whether you are new and this is the first time you've ever dieted, whether you have tried dieting before and never stuck to it in the past, or whether you are currently on a journey and you just need a mental refresher, like we often do, this video is here to help. So stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. All right, so January 1st, 2020. It is a brand new start. 2019 is behind us. We can put it behind us and we are ready. We are gung-ho to make 2020 a better year than the past. The question is, are you going to keep that motivation a month from now? A lot of people do not. A lot of people drop off by the end of the month. Some make it a couple of months. So what I need you to do right now, the number one thing that I am giving advice on, is to write your motivation down right now. Why are you gung-ho on it? Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to get a healthier body? Write those things down. Me, I have back pain. I have heavy breathing issues. I want to be able to go on hikes with friends without being worn out. I want to be able to ride rides at Six Flags. I want to be able to fit in chairs without the arms being an issue. I want to be able to fit in booths at restaurants. There's so many reasons that I want to do what I'm doing, and it is so important to write them down. Right above my head, you can barely see it, but that brown and white thing up there, that is my motivational board. On there, I have my reasons. I have my motivational reasons on there for all that. The things that I've just listed, plus a few others. And I need you guys to write your reasons down now. I don't know if you can tell from this camera angle, but right over that way is my bed. And so first thing that happens when I sit up is I see that board. It is the first thing when I swing my legs over the edge, I see that. And I am reminded why I am doing what I am doing, why I want to lose weight, why it is important not to just go eat some bad food or stay in bed and not be productive. And that is huge. I'm actually thinking about making another one for right here since I sit at this desk a lot. And I'll be able to see it right there for when I am like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to grab whatever, because now it's behind me. You need it in your face. You can put it on your refrigerator. You can put it on your phone's wallpaper. You can do whatever you want with it to make sure that you know your reasons and you remember them. So that is the first thing that I'm telling you guys. Get that down now, because a month from now, the motivation that you have right now, the dedication, the I got this spirit, it's going to dwindle some. It's just how it works. And so you're going to need to remind yourself, hey, wait, a month ago, yeah, this stuff, that's what I need to remember. I want to be able to play with my grandkids or my kids. I want to be able to, for me, chase my nephews around without getting worn out. Or, do things with friends. There's so many reasons. Write them all down. Whether they are petty. Sometimes it can be like, hey, I want to look sexier. That is fine. Any reason that will help you is important. Write it down, remember it. All right, so you've got that down. You know your reasons. You know why you want to do this. But now, what do I want to do? How do I do it? What method do I want to use to lose weight? There are hundreds of methods. My advice is to pick something that is sustainable. The short-term quick diets, yeah, they can be great and you can lose weight pretty quickly. But the thing is, and you can take it from me because I have lost 140 pounds in the past and then I gained it all back. And that's what happens when you pick something that you do not stick to or you just choose not to stick to. Me, I did use Weight Watchers the first time, but I got cheap. And I was like, I got this. I've been doing it for a couple years. I know what I'm doing. I don't need this app. I don't need to keep spending money on this. I got this. Then I gained it all back because you don't. You have to find something that you can do for the rest of your lives. I am doing Weight Watchers again, and luckily with them, they do have the option when you do reach your goal that you can become a lifetime member and it can become free. Or there is the iTrackBites app, which I use a lot, and there's a link in the description below if you want to get a discount and use and go pro with that. But with that, it's $36 a year with the discount. So like pretty affordable versus the monthly. But either way, you make plans so that this is something you can do for the rest of your life. And you got to remember, you're going to be experiencing birthdays and holidays and vacations and parties. And you've got to be prepared for that. If say you're doing keto, not dogging on keto, but if you're going to go to a birthday party and there's cake there, or Thanksgiving and there's all those pies, are you going to be able to be like, no, I can't, I'm not having that for the rest of your life? You've got to think of that. This is for the rest of your life. This isn't just until I lose weight, because if you stop when you reach your goal, chances are extremely, extremely high that you will gain it back. So that is why I'm choosing Weight Watchers and using iTrackBites, because I can do it for the rest of my life, and I can have those things. With my two favorites, honestly, are calorie counting and the WW programs, because you can have cake, you can have carbs, you can have bread, you can have all of those things. You just have to plan for it. So if I am going to an event where I know there's going to be that, then I save points for it. Granted, you do kind of become a food snob where you're like, that's not really worth the points, so I'm not going to have it, which is kind of cool, because old me would be like, whatever, it wasn't that good, but I ate it anyway. Meanwhile, it was 7,000 calories. So you've got to do that. You've got to plan for those things and know yourself. Know what you can do. You've got to learn your habits. Like me, I know I'm typically more hungry in the evening. So I plan for that. A lot of people always ask, like I see in different Facebook groups, okay guys, what do I do? Like, what do I do to stop the nighttime or the evening hunger? What do I do to make myself not eat after 7 o'clock at night? Just freaking eat at 7 o'clock at night. Don't use all your points through all the day. It sounds so simple, but it's freaking true. There are all these theories, all of these methods saying that, eat in this short hour of a window, starve yourself the rest of the time, or, you have to eat early in the morning because that gets you going the rest of the day. That is true for a lot of people. For me, no. I can easily go plenty of hours in the morning and not be hungry at all, but I know in the evening I'm going to be hungry. So I plan for it. You've got to learn these things about yourself and plan for them and figure out which plan works with that. So that's why I am doing Weight Watchers. Again, using the iTrackBites app. I use both because I just do. I will eventually just be using iTrackBites, but I do like to double check and things on the WW app. But yeah. So number 2 I am going to tell you is, or technically number 3, my bad. Number 3 is to gather your resources. So, okay, say you decided to join iTrackBites or join Weight Watchers. What now? Okay, so you download the app on your phone. Like iTrackBites and Weight Watchers, they both have an app. Or if you're doing Weight Watchers only and you want to do the meetings, find where your meeting is. Find what fits in your schedule for that. If you're doing calories, download whatever app you need for that, whether it be MyFitnessPal or any of those type of things. If you're wanting to throw activity in, if that is part of your goal, figure out what activity trackers you want to use. If you want to use what is built into the app, if you want to use like Map My Walk or different things like that, find them out and download them and save them. Get a planner, get a book for you to handwrite it, because some people that works really, really well. Me, I grew up with technology, so I work best with those. Pen and paper I use for notes, but it's not going to help keep me organized. So again, you got to know yourself. You got to learn yourself. And that's the thing with all these things that I'm going to tell you. You might not know yourself well enough yet. So you're going to be finding, oh, well, this works for me, but this doesn't. And that's okay. It's a learning process. It is a learning curve, and you'll get there. So with gathering your resources, so you've got your planner, you've got the apps, you also need to, find some support. So YouTube channels like mine. I will also list a bunch of other YouTube channels down below that all give great support. They will all give amazing recipes, give motivational things, give just mental talks. All of the things that you could possibly need will be through these channels. And then join Facebook groups. There's a link to mine down below. There's a bunch of others out there that are amazing. All you got to do is just type in whatever you're doing. Say you're doing Weight Watchers, type in Weight Watcher group, and you'll find a bunch. And find one that works for you. Sometimes you've got to find the right kind of atmosphere that works for you. Some are very serious and question and answer type of things. Some are like, hey guys, we're doing this. Let's have some fun. There's one, I forget the name of it. But it is like, I mean, they have a blast in there, but it is definitely, X-rated. Not X-rated, no nudes, but it's more like you have to have adult humor because it's the lighter side. Actually, I think it's called the lighter side of weight loss. I don't know. But either way, you've got to find what matches your personality and what will help you stay focused and motivated. And another thing that I am going to just throw in right here, no matter what plan you're doing, get yourself measuring cups and a food scale right now. I will say right now that is important no matter what plan you're doing. So I'll post links to my favorite ones down below. It doesn't matter. But those things, you need to be accurate. Because when you're saying like a serving size, you can't eyeball it. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you say you can. I don't believe you. It's just not going to happen. Maybe one time out of 10, you might be completely accurate by eyeballing something. But other than that, you're not going to. Not 100%. And especially one big tip, just in general, is a food scale is way more accurate. Every food label has what grams a serving is. So say you're doing rice. You can measure out a half a cup. But if it tells you how many grams it's supposed to be, if you measure it and you weigh it, that it might be a little bit different. You might be able to get a little bit more food than what you could have if you just used a measuring cup. Big tip right there. I was watching Let's Get Fit with Sandy earlier today, actually, and she had mentioned potato chips. A lot of times they'll say 14 chips is X amount of points. I know I used to, and I still will if I go to a Mexican restaurant and get the tortilla chips, I will put a napkin down and I will count out of that basket how many chips I am having and put them there. But like she said, sometimes they're broken, sometimes they're small. You're like, those two make one. You start getting confused. If you're at home, throw it on a scale. Set a plate on the scale, set it to 0, toss chips on there until you get to the ounces. That is a recommended serving size. You will be surprised how much you can get. And you'll be surprised sometimes like, wow, that's actually less than what the about is. Because a lot of times they say, this bag of, say, shrimp, because I bought shrimp today. It says 16 ounces is in there. One serving size is 3 ounces. So there's about blah, blah, blah. You weigh it, it's a little bit different. There actually were not 16 ounces. So it's important to do all of that. All right, so now you've found your motivation, you've found your method, and you've gathered your resources, your books, all of that stuff. I forgot to say books, but a lot of people love books as references, recipe books, whatever. And when I mentioned YouTube channels, like, save them, or websites. I might drop a few websites down below too. If not, just message me and I'll give you links to several that have recipes or motivational blogs or whatever. Bookmark them. So you've got all of that saved. So next you need to start setting your goals. It needs to be specific. It's too general to be like, I want to lose weight. Give yourself a long-term goal. But my tip, this is me personally, do not set a time limit on it. If you say, I need to lose this much weight in this amount of time, you're going to get very frustrated because it doesn't happen smoothly, guys. This will be an up and down road where you're doing everything just right, but for some reason that week you didn't lose, or you barely lost, or you might have gone up a little bit, but you behaved. It's going to happen. The body works in mysterious ways. I'm sure there's some scientific reasons why those things happen when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, but I don't know them. So you can't, I don't like to set a time limit. If you've ever watched one of my weigh-in videos, I have my Dragon Con goal, which is a time, but I'm not freaking out if I'm not completely on track. I wrote it for averaging 2 pounds a week, but if you've also been watching my weigh-in videos, you know I've not lost 2 pounds every single week. It has been very different. So I do not believe time limits work, but they are good motivation. If you know, okay, this is the goal I'm shooting for. I want to get to this weight. That is important. And also set mini goals. So I set myself 20 pounds, every 20 pounds I is a mini goal. So like my next one, well, crud. I forgot. I forgot what the weight, what my next goal is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me pull it up over here. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay, so my next mini goal is nope, that's my current weight, is 316.8. So it's 20 pounds. That will be 60 pounds off when I get to that. So since I have a lot to lose, like I have 20 pounds, you can do it smaller. If you have less weight than me, it's going to come off slower, first of all. So keep that in mind. Second of all, give yourself 5-pound goals. And then again, on this board up here, I have rewards written down for when I reach these goals. So that helps keep you motivated. And you're like, all right, cool. Hey, look, if I can stay on track for a few more days and lose another pound, I'm going to buy myself this. That's a great motivational thing. Or I'm going to take myself here or do this or do that. I prefer them not to be food-related goals. But at the same time, if it's one day, if you met your goal, if it's not going to make you gain weight that week or make you go completely off track, make it a food goal. I don't care. If it works for you, it works for you. Do it. All right. So that is number 4, goal setting. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And with those goals, write them down. I post on here every single week what my weigh-in is and where I'm at on my goals. So that's why, like, when I forgot what my next goal was, I have 2 monitors. I looked over here, pulled up the picture that I post on my channel here, and I can see what my next goal is. You can write them up on there. I have been really bad about updating it on that, but you put them so that you can see and so that you can be reminded of them. All right, next is accountability. My number 5 tip. Accountability. So you're doing it. You decide you joined. Cool. Now you've got to be accountable. One, I say this all the time. Tracking is so important. I see so many people, like, especially this time of year, I've seen so many people be like, all right, guys, I'm going to have a week of honest tracking. All right, guys, I'm going to track everything, whatever goes in my mouth. And I'm not insulting these people by any means, because I actually just realized I quoted somebody specifically with that sentence. So I'm not dogging on you, girl. But I track everything. Whether I'm going over my points or not, I'm tracking it. The only way to know what you are doing, where you messed up, where you did great, what is working, what is not working, is if you track it. And that is also why I do like the iTrackBytes app, because it also will show you all of the other information you need. So besides just your points, it'll show you, okay, this food had this much sodium in it, or you hit this many calories. Yeah, you stayed within your points, but you also had, 500 more calories than usual. And it shows all of the extras. You can show your macros, you can show your calories, all of that on there, so that you can see, hey, look, okay, I behaved this week, but I had a ton of sodium. Or I didn't have enough water. I didn't have enough of this, or I had too much of that. This type of food seems to make me a little bit more bloated. You can find all that out if you track it. If you're not tracking, what are you doing? Like, you're not going to succeed. I'm sorry. It's really rude to just tell you that, but it's just not going to happen. You might have some minor success, but you need to track everything. Everything you drink. It's going in my tracker. I will admit, after saying all of that, I have slacked off a lot on tracking water. So I'm yelling at myself at the same time as I'm yelling at you guys. But yeah, so track everything. That is the number 1 important thing with accountability. And whether it is in your app on your phone, or if you're hand tracking everything, writing it down before you do it. Plus, with tracking, a lot of times if you don't know how many points something is, sometimes it's not worth grabbing if you know you have to track it. I am in the habit of, I have to track this before I eat this. Only time I have issue is sometimes I have issues in the middle of the night waking up and grabbing food. Not going to get into what happened last night. I'll talk about that on my way in on Sunday. But that's the only time that I am really bad about tracking. But during the day, anything, I will not walk by and even grab an apple, which is 0 points, hardly any calories, without typing it in my phone first. So it helps break that up. So track everything in there. And with accountability, friends, I do find it is very important. A lot of people are very shy. I don't know. I don't fully understand the reasoning. They feel like it's too personal to share with other people. They do not tell people that they are on a weight loss journey. So this is more for me and people that have my personality type. I will not do well if it's just I'm setting this goal and I'm going to do it. It's hard to keep myself accountable. It is very, very hard for me to do that. So me telling people, heck, I have a YouTube channel where I tell a bunch of strangers what I am doing to help hold me accountable. I mean, a lot of you guys have become kind of friends, so that's awesome. But there's still plenty of you that I don't even know, and that is still helping me be accountable. I tell my customers at my work, I do hair if you do not know, I tell my customers that I am doing this. I tell my friends, my family, everybody that I am doing this, and that helps keep me accountable because it's like the next time I talk to them, if I've told them that I'm working on losing weight, they ask me how it's going, and I quit, it feels kind of cruddy. So I tell people, and that helps hold me accountable. Like I said, YouTube, and for you guys that aren't going to have a YouTube channel, you are more behind the scenes, and maybe you don't want to tell your friends. Maybe telling strangers is good for you. So join a Facebook group. Join my Facebook group. Post your weigh-ins on there. Comment on a video if you don't want to do Facebook, because a lot of people don't like that. So just comment on a video. Hey, doing my weekly weigh-in this week. This is where I'm at. You can comment on, I weigh in every single Sunday. You can post on there. Just so that somehow it is getting out there and you're being held accountable, or you're just sharing with somebody. I do feel sharing is super, super important. A lot of people even use Instagram. I have an Instagram. I'm not going to lie. I slack off on using it a lot. But feel free to comment on there or post on there of your own if you have friends on there that, hey, I'm doing this. But if you want to keep it private, you can just comment on somebody that they don't follow. And like comment on my post like, hey, weigh in right now. Boom. I'm doing it. I'm behaving. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. All right. So accountability. So the next thing is when things get tough, you are going to hit a moment where you don't feel like doing it. You're tired of tracking everything. You're tired of not having everything that you want. You're tired of going for that walk, going to the gym, doing whatever. Or the fact that you are doing it and it's not working. You've hit a plateau. You're not losing weight or losing inches or whatever. It's going to happen. I guarantee it will happen to every single person that is on a weight loss journey. No matter who you are, it happens. One, keep in mind, it happens to everybody. So don't get discouraged. But two, you've got to get back on track if you've messed up. If you're like, okay, I can't do this, or have a very emotional day. I do struggle with depression a lot. And there are plenty of times where I will mess up and I will go buy something and eat something I shouldn't. But I jump right back on as soon as I can. Not talking the next week, not talking, after the next weigh-in. That day I will step back on, or the next morning if it's late in the evening. But a lot of times if it happens in the middle of the day, it's like, all right, the rest of the day, let's see what I can do to redeem this. Especially with Weight Watchers, there are a lot of 0-point foods. Dinner, going to be grilled vegetables instead of steak or whatever you're going to have. You can work the plan. You can do that. So jump right back on afterwards. And remember your motivation during these times. So that number one thing that I said about writing down those motivations, remember them. When things are getting tough, when you're like, oh my gosh, do I really have to do this? I'm so tired of doing this. Because we all reach that point where you're just like, forget about it. I'm having a bowl of pasta. Remember your motivations. Those guys right up there, wherever you post them, remember them. And really, really think about it. Do I want to backstep? A lot of times you don't want to. And also reach out to people. I tell people all the time, if you are struggling, feel free to shoot me a message. If you're in my Facebook group, I post under my real name on there. And so you can just click on my name and hit message and send me a message and I will talk to you. If I work. So I'm not available 24/7, or if some of you guys, in New Zealand or something, if it's the middle of the night, I might not answer. But find people that will. Message me, post in groups. A lot of times, especially the larger groups. My Facebook group is a little small still. But if you join one of the larger ones that have thousands of people in there, there's somebody awake. I can guarantee it. And you can post in there. Or if you're using, the Weight Watchers app or iTrackBites, post in the community, or on Weight Watchers, I think it's called Connect. Post in there, but guys, I'm struggling right now. Can somebody talk to me? And it helps. Have a friend that you can do that with. I have several friends that when I'm having that moment, I'll shoot them with the guys, I just want to eat everything in the world. Talk to me. And sometimes it's just a matter of distracting yourself. But have these things, planned out so that when things do get tough, you can get back on track, or you can stop yourself from going completely off track. Those are so important. So yeah, that is my 6 reasons, my 6 tips for starting a weight loss journey or refreshing your weight loss journey. I've been going for 26 minutes. I need to shave this down a little bit. I might do more on this. And like I said, I am going to do a video with the motivation board and with things like that. So hopefully you find this helpful. Hopefully you guys rock it this year. I plan on making 2020 the year I lose most of my weight loss. I've been doing it for 30 weeks, but I still have a lot to go. I'm still 331 pounds and I'm shooting for 220. Don't think I'll do that all this year, but the biggest chunk of my weight loss will happen during 2020. So let me know if you think this stuff is helpful, if you have any other tips for beginners or for people needing a mental refresh, and let me know in the comments. And also please like my video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. If you're watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button, please. I like that. And plus then when I post videos, if you hit that bell next to it, you'll know when I post videos, because I've been slacking off on being regular because of the holidays. After the holidays, I'll get back on. And now they're officially over. Today's the last holiday for quite a while. So yeah. So until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.